I don't know what the deal is, but I couldn't stop thinking about kissing her. So, I decided to go on a suicidal mission. We were riding in my car out in the country. I stopped on the side of the road. I gave her our first kiss. It didn't last long because she slapped me hard across the face. And we didn't see each other for a whole week. Jasmine is okay. But Islam is a big challenge. I feel like it's a system full of stuff that looks somehow okay on the surface, but when you dig down deep, it gets weird.
Why don't you try it?
Try what? Are you insane?
It is comfortable and convenient. You do not have to waste your life in irrationalities.
How come?
Islam is the way to a better life, a life full of peace and prosperity.
Peace? What peace? I see no peace in Islam.
You will see it soon, son. When the world submits to Allah, peace and prosperity will rule.
Well, what if I do this? What's my destiny?
Paradise and all the eternal pleasures in it.
Yeah, right. So is that like the place where I'll get like all the wine and the 40 or maybe 72 virgins or something?
That is correct, son.
So, if I become a Muslim, what'll I have? Like maybe 50-50 chance?
In Islam, we do not have the law of probability. You work hard to be a good Muslim, and the final decision is in Allah's hand.
I can't believe this. You want me to give up everything for not even a 50-50 chance?
No, son. You will please Allah. I think this is what you have always looked for.
Please him? How?
Allah will be pleased when you leave the other deceptions to worship Him only.
Bro, you are in no way convincing.
I think that Muslims are active in evangelizing in some places in America. Where I'm from, you don't hear about Muslims at all because I live in a very small town.
I do think that Islam people are active in trying to convert Americans to Islam.
Muslims are not active in promoting Islam in America.
For us to understand Islam as it's grown, it's very diverse within the United States. But also now it's looking at its own mission movement and expanding out. Within American universities, now oil money that we have sent to the Middle East is being reinvested in our universities in the United States to open up and expand Islamic study centers and Middle Eastern studies programs. Many times what's sad is these countries want to dictate that they send their own professors to these universities to teach the programs, to teach Islam. And mosques are even being built on university campuses for the purpose of expanding the cultural experience. What we are awake and miss is the fact that this in itself is a mission and evangelistic program into our universities from the Middle East and from Islam. These programs are specifically designed to go for the youth, to reach the youth with the message of Islam. We need to be aware of how it's moving into our country, into our communities, not seeing it as the enemy, but just being aware of the movement to reach in, and then think about how can we be reaching them ourselves.
You know, there's several religions in the world today that are starting to evangelize a lot more than the church is, and especially Islam. They are going to our schools, they're going to very public places and teaching and telling the things of Islam. And the thing is, there's not necessarily a great push that they put on people as much as it's they sell an idea. And as a church, not to be shameful of it, but just to be active in it, that we need to take a very active role as a church, which in turn takes a very active role as parents, that we need to get out and evangelize. And I think the most important people we need to evangelize the first is our own children. We need to make sure that from the very small age that they understand who God is and want to be a part of His life and Him of theirs. The Bible says that if we teach the child when they're young, when they grow old, they won't part from it. And that's really what's happening in a lot of homes today is parents have stopped teaching about who God is and the things of God. And unfortunately, so have a lot of churches. And I'm certainly not out after any church today, but we've got to make sure that we are teaching from the smallest child. And I'm talking when they begin to crawl. We need to be teaching them the things of God and making sure that we love them the way that God would love them and nurture them and bring them up. And so we're teaching them how to evangelize. I mean, the word evangelize means to share our faith and to go out and to share what's happening in our lives. And it's just so gut-wrenching, and so it tears at my heart every time I think about Christians, how we don't share our faith. We don't share how God's changed our life. And as you're thinking through this process right now about are we evangelizing as much as the Islam nation, man, the answer is no. But we can, at this moment, change the future. And it's a responsibility of every Christian. And to the teenager out there in the world today, man, there has never been a better time for the harvest for you to be living a Christian life out in front of your friends. Remember, we are to show the characteristics of God and who He truly is. And when we do that, that'll begin to change the world.
In my distress I cried to the Lord, and He heard me. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. What shall be given to you, or what shall be done to you, you false tongue? Sharp arrows of the warrior with coals of the broom tree. Woe is me that I dwell in Meshech, that I dwell among the tents of Kedar. My soul has dwelt too long with one who hates peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war.